Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Unsportsmanlike Conduct. We're back after a week off. We were just kind of talking off air right before the show started that Kyle might have actually been right about something, but we'll get to that in a little bit because that's a shock in itself. The NFL seemed to have righted itself last week as far as who's supposed to be winning and losing football games. But Timmy. We're fresh off a New York Football Giants show. Now we turn our attention to the full blown NFL. What's going on, my friend?
Nada. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to bitch and moan, and I'm ready to just talk football, man.
Rock and roll. First, last week finally happened. Things fell where they were supposed to for the most part. We had a couple of 12-2 records from last week. That goes to a line. And producer Joe goes 12-2 last week.
Wow.
I went 11-3. Bert, second week in a row. Bert went 11-3. I think he went back-to-back weeks at 11-3. So he's making up some ground at the lower third of the standings. Ed also went 11-3. Timmy, you went 10-4. Rodriguez 10-4. Keith, Kyle all 10-4. Eric went 8-6. And then the two guys who failed to submit their picks, the penalty there. You get all away teams, and this finally, it happened. Terzio, what's up?
Don't start, Terzio. Don't start.
So, as a team, we go 117-51 in Week 14. But, Timmy.
I bet we're doing better than like certain websites and stuff.
For sure. But I go 11-3, you go 10-4, solid weeks, and we both lose ground to a line. A line is now 5 games up on me for first place. It's looking bleak, Tim.
That's all right. Hey, we still got 5 weeks left, right? 4 weeks, whatever. There you go.
For Dave, who has not been submitting,
I might go 16-0 the next 3 weeks. You don't know.
Yes. Tim, you're 8 out now. So I'm 5 out. Dave, who is slacking on his duties.
Is Dave alive? Have we confirmed that he's alive?
We need proof of life is what we need. And no, I can't get proof of life right now. So hopefully all is well there. But we do have some football to talk about. That guy's I guess backup team pulled one out last week with the Browns. Raul. Super Bowl 58. Yep, we were gonna talk about that, but we could do that right now. Super Bowl 58 in Vegas. It was kind of like rumored, and that was bound to happen really quick after that really gorgeous stadium was built, the Death Star. The Giants ain't showing up in no damn Super Bowl anytime soon, Raul. It pains me to say it, but
no, it ain't gonna happen.
So, in a sport where it was always frowned upon, no betting, no gambling, never a team ever in Vegas, that would be too tempting. Now the Super Bowl is going to be there. My, how times have changed for that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a real dangerous.
Very dangerous.
No, I saw how expensive it was when it was here. Well, you guys always get Super Bowls, but here when we had ours. Everything went through the roof. It reminded me of the episode of The Simpsons when the movie production came to Springfield and they jacked up all their prices. Like one nail was like $500. That's exactly what the city looked like. So I can imagine Vegas, what that's going to look like just to get a hotel room to stay.
And how much money are people going to lose there? They're going to be out of their minds gambling. You think they're just going to gamble on the game?
Yeah,
no, they're gonna be going New York, Paris, all this crap, losing money left and right, no windows. They won't even know that the Super Bowl's on.
They might
no concept of time.
They might legalize prostitution within the city limits for that weekend.
one weekend only. Terza said the best part is you got Joe Judge for a couple more years. I not necessarily, but I think Timmy and I were both okay. Regardless, what is the star now? Is this a new feature here? I'm gonna press the star on your comment, Terzio. What does that do? Did that do anything?
A star popped up.
Yeah, but sorry, this is behind the scenes action as we go along.
I guess if we like that comment, we get a star.
We could star it, and then if we actually had a producer that was producing the show right now, they can pull up the comments that the hosts want to discuss. Maybe that's it.
I like that.
That's a nice feature to have if you have a producer.
Terzio's never getting a star.
No star for you.
Enjoy that one. You're getting another one.
So, not a surprise. I think we all kind of saw that coming with the most of the new stadiums are pretty quick to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you knew it was going to happen.
Yep. Let's talk. We talked about this a little bit in the Giants show, but let's talk about the whole COVID thing and what this could possibly mean. Now we have Saturday game. Now we have Thursday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What a great time! What a great time of the year. But with that comes we're seeing a whole bunch of COVID cases pop up, positive cases, or you were in the vicinity type cases. So not only can this now have an impact on real life football, but also fantasy football for us in those of us in fantasy playoffs. The NFL Player Association has wanted daily testing, I think, from the very start, and the NFL said no, that's not going to happen at least up until now. We'll see what happens go forward, but Timmy, this is what I feared was going to happen last year. That we were going to go deep in, we'd be okay, maybe delay a couple games, which is what we had Wednesday afternoon games and whatnot. But this is coming out of a rough time for the NFL season. Hopefully, a lot of these guys are vaccinated, so hopefully it's not any severe cases and whatnot. But this is gonna have an impact because guys won't be able to play.
Yeah, and I understand the NFL. It's not about you want to make your money, right? I understand that part. It's a business; they want to make money, but you're going to lose money. All right, it's going to cost you money to have them tested every week, every day. But now you're going to lose money. These guys aren't going to play.
Lots of money, and you might lose playoff. You might lose the ability to be home in the playoffs, or seeding or whatnot. Imagine the Bucks. They play their first playoff game, whether or not they get the bye, and Brady comes up with COVID on Saturday night.
Yep.
Believe me, that game is being postponed.
Yep. I agree.
Not a chance in the world. But and Frank makes a point. NFL, NHL, NBA. I didn't see. Didn't the NHL had a game got canceled yesterday? I think. So I mean. Really, they should be doing daily testing just to monitor and make sure that they can put a team on the field, if nothing else.
I can't imagine the owners are happy right now. I just can't. I can't. And it's another one of those things too, where you think you're getting out of this goddamn pandemic, and it just keeps creeping back up on you.
Yeah,
it will not go away. I'm not gonna start pointing fingers.
It's a pain,
but you know who you are.
You know who you are. It's you and you and you and you and you and you.
That's
and that whole city over there.
I'm not gonna say nothing
else. All right. So let's. All right. Here's one of the. What do you think about what the Arizona Cardinals are doing, and with DeAndre Hopkins and likely going to miss the remainder of the season, not playoffs, but it's that. I want to get our number one wide receiver right for the playoffs. And, they just dropped into this now 3-way tie for the top seed, although they're behind in tiebreaker. So they went from the 1 seed, the Cardinals, down to the 3 seed, with the Packers taking the 1 seed and the Bucks in the 2 seed. But what do you think about that outlook for a team to do that? You're 10-3, you're pretty safe. You actually play better on the road, so maybe it's not such a bad thing. But to make sure that your superstar guy is ready to go as close to 100% as possible for the playoffs.
I think it's too soon. 5 games is 5 games. A lot of shit can happen. Especially this is not like I said. Every team is the top team has been established, and then you got this is so, especially the AFC. The AFC is so you can go from 1 to 7 in a blink of an eye.
Jacked up.
NFC is not
Nuts.
just like that. I mean, to sit him 5 weeks, that's I mean, you can't do that. You can't. You're going to need him. You're going to need more. I mean, I understand maybe, give him a certain amount of minutes, certain amount of reps, certain amount of plays.
Yeah, cut down on that.
But just to pull him out for 5 weeks, we got this locked up. Yeah, guess what? You're going from 3, now you might end up at 7. Now you got to go through all the road teams, including Tampa and Green Bay. You're not going to win.
You don't want to do that.
You're not going to beat Tampa and Green Bay in a row. You're not the Giants, because we did do that, but that was back in the day.
Terzio, are you really heading to Columbia? No, you're not. Not going to Columbia. Get out of here, Terzio. Don't pull our legs there.
I know. Sorry, I know a good cartel that could use your help, Terzio.
And to your point, Tim, so it's actually there's 4 games left. So week 15, 16, 17, and 18. So here's their schedule. They got the Lions coming up this week.
Okay, you can sit them for that.
You could sit them for that, for sure. So, and then they are at home against the Colts, which is not even close to a cakewalk.
Well,
Colts are the best X and X team out there.
and I bet they're thinking, well, they're not in our conference, so who cares? That's probably what they're thinking.
Yeah, that's true too. And then they go to Dallas on January 2nd. Here's where it's going to get weird with the.
That's a massive game for them.
Yeah. So the team has said he's not playing against the Lions. All the connected people that have, that are pretty spot on, have said that they're leaning towards sitting him for the rest of the year. And then they close out against Seattle in Arizona,
which may end up being an important game.
Yep, it could be huge.
I'm calling shenanigans. I understand sitting him this week, maybe against the Colts, because I said it's a non-conference game. Also, depending on what happens now, if Green Bay,
who are the other guys playing?
If Green Bay and Tampa both lose this week, okay, maybe you sit him for the Colts, maybe, but that's not going to happen. So
it really all is dependent upon what goes on this week, because they can say this is my strategy for the rest of the year and this and that, but when push comes to shove and you got to win a football game, DeAndre Hopkins at 60% is at least being out there. Even if he's not going to be the one involved in all the plays, just being out there, he's still a big enough distraction out there. All right, well, Terzio, be careful down there. That's my wife is from Columbia. So be careful down there, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. They do have internet down there. You can watch us there, too.
If someone says, carry this for me, don't do it.
Never do it.
Don't do it.
Yes, say no. Don't. You ever see Locked Up Abroad, where you have to go bail Terzio out?
We're going to get a message on here that says, if you want to see Terzio again, send us X amount of money. Watch. That's going to be a comment on one of these shows.
Yeah. Terzio, that is a valid point. Don't bet too far in advance, because COVID's going to wreck your bank account. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Let's talk about there's some potential playoff clinching scenarios this week. Our first. So I'm not going to go with the crazy one. So just to give you an example of one of the crazy ones, the Patriots can clinch this week. They can clinch if they win, Miami loses or ties, Cleveland loses, Baltimore loses, Cincinnati loses, and Kansas City loses. They can clinch a playoff spot. So that's one of the more ridiculous ones.
They're not
but they have 6 different. No, they have 6 different scenarios, and then it says right below that, it says, note, there are other more complex scenarios for New England than what I just said. So there's 6 of those. I guess it involves multiple ties. But let's get to some of the teams that can actually clinch this week. The Tennessee Titans can clinch with a win and an Indianapolis loss. They can clinch the division. So that's that one. And Tennessee's got Pittsburgh, and we'll get into our picks, but Tennessee's got Pittsburgh, and Indianapolis has the Patriots in Indy. In the NFC, Arizona can clinch with... Oh, I see what they're doing here. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win. They just have to win. Or tie. And and they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, they figure we'll beat Detroit, and then we'll just ride out the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, I can see what they're trying to do, but there is a such
but
thing
still
as
the seeding, right?
Yeah.
So
they're not afraid of going on the road. I guess they want to go through Tampa and Green Bay and all that stuff, which is absolutely
hell no.
ridiculous.
That road is not. Don't try and be the Giants. Don't try and do it. Can't. I know it's many years later, and I'm gonna continue to talk about that, but there are 9 different scenarios in which the Cardinals can clinch this week. And they're not like crazy. They can win or tie, and they're in the playoffs. They can win if New Orleans loses and Minnesota loses. They can also. There's so many different scenarios right now that can go on here. Terzio, Tampa versus the Pats in the Super Bowl. It could be. It could also be Green Bay and the Pats in the Super Bowl. There's a lot of different scenarios.
Terzio, I think I called it out 2 weeks ago. If it's Tampa versus Patriots, the league's fixed. It's fixed. It's fixed. I don't care what anything is. Fixed.
Tom Brady could give Bill Belichick the big sausage. The big sausage. All right. Other scenario: the Cowboys can clinch the NFC East. So it's funny. The Cowboys have 2 ways to clinch the NFC East, but 5 different ways to clinch just the playoff spot. So they can clinch the East easier. So they win. Okay, it's a little far fetched. They win, and Washington and Philadelphia tie. That gets them the division. If Dallas wins and Washington loses, then Dallas would have the strength of victory tiebreaker. And then there's a whole bunch of scenarios in which they can get a playoff berth, and then the Packers can clinch the NFC North by winning or Minnesota losing. Giants can win the NFC East in 2023. Hey, that's not that far off. I'll take it. I'll take one more year of this shit.
No. I want at least an 8 and 8-win team.
No, we got to creep up. Okay,
creep up a little bit.
Yeah. All right. 8 and 9. That could win the division. You never know.
That's true.
So Green Bay can win can clinch with a win or a Minnesota loss. So that's definitely potential there. The Rams have a bunch of different scenarios, but they all involve like 3 or more different teams. The Rams can win a New Orleans loss and a Minnesota loss, and they can clinch a playoff spot. The Bucks win, and they are the NFC South champs. Anthony Price. That's a new name, no?
New
name, Anthony. Welcome to the show. Washington's got 9 players on COVID. Eagles might have a chance. I think I might have even given the Eagles a chance. Hey, Minshew Mania, baby.
I took the Eagles too.
Too bad that Washington has a certain quarterback that's out. Imagine what that would have been like. Fitzmagic versus
Minshew Mania.
Minshew Mania.
It's like a WrestleMania promo.
Yeah. So, and they should have done promos throughout the week. That would have been awesome. All right. Tampa, like I said, can clinch with a win. They clinched that division, and that's it. Everybody else is just bunched up. Like Tim, like what you were saying before. 7-6 are the Colts. And they are the 6th seed, and 7-6 are the Broncos, who are the 10th seed. Steelers are 6-6. The Raiders are 6-7 and the 12th seed, and the Miami Dolphins are 13th and red hot and 6-7. So separating, if you want to even take it a step further, from the 4 seed to the 13th seed is separated by 2 games.
That's crazy.
Nuts. Insane. That's the AFC.
You can sneeze the wrong way and end up, out of the playoffs.
Jesus Christ. The Bears are still in the hunt at 4-9. Giants in the hunt at 4-9. It's not quite as dramatic in the NFC because the NFC is kind of top heavy with the top 4 teams. But the 49ers are 7-6 in that 6th seed. They leapfrogged the Washington, and then you go all the way down to the Seahawks at 5-8. They're just a game out of the playoffs.
That's insane. It's insane.
Freaking Falcons, man. The Falcons are still alive. Goddamn team. All right, let's go through really quick any of the big things that happened this past week. I do want to start off with the Bills and the Bucks. The Bucks did their thing, and now Mr. Allen might be hurt. He was in the walking boot. He didn't practice today. I don't know if he did the walkthrough or whatnot on the Wednesday, but man, the Bills are now the 7 seed and at a real potential of not even making the playoffs. You're like the reporters that are out in the field right now. What is the sense in that household of what would it be like in that household if the Bills don't make the playoffs? And you got a certain antagonizer on Facebook.
Believe me,
that the famous quote, "Don't mean to be a dick, but."
Exactly. No, I mean it's shocking, to be honest with you. What it is, it's completely shocking.
This is it right here.
They have no running game, man. They have no. We've been saying that too. They need a superstar running back and a little torque on that offensive line. I didn't think that line was going to be as bad as it was.
Right.
They haven't played up to snuff, and it's shocking how they said they've gone from Super Bowl favorites to they might not make the playoffs. And Allen, like I said, we've been talking about this for a while too. Josh Allen is a quarterback who can run. He's not a running quarterback. There's a massive difference between the two. Daniel Jones, quarterback who can run, not a running quarterback. He's not a Lamar Jackson or a Kyler Murray. And he has to stop taking all those chances. He had 300 yards passing, 100 yards rushing. That's great. It's great for fantasy. It's great for your legacy. It's great for your your MVP stats or your But if you lose, it don't mean shit. And they really had a lot. I mean, they can't run the ball. They cannot run the ball, and it's hurting them because, like I said, those players are going to sit back and wait for those passes, and that's exactly what the Bucs did. They sat back and waited, or they blitzed when they knew when to blitz, and that was it.
When you look at the rest of the current playoff teams in the AFC, you have all right. So you got Buffalo. Think about their running backs. Right ahead of them is the Colts. No, the Colts are a team now that if they can jump out to a lead, they can ice you with Jonathan Taylor. You got the Chargers ahead of them. I'm not saying that the Chargers are world beaters and that they don't always find a way to lose, but they've got a great running game also. Let's move up one more spot here now to the Ravens. What the hell are they gonna do? The Ravens are a 4-win or less team without Lamar Jackson. True or false? What do you think?
Look, the Ravens and the Bills aren't that different. They're not that different.
You're right.
This year, Josh Allen's had to carry the Bills' offense. Lamar Jackson's always carried the Ravens' offense. I think I said it a couple weeks ago. 85% of the offense is Lamar Jackson. 85%.
How do you even come up with a game plan if he's out? What do you do? You know how they always say, "Oh, you get the guy's out in the lineup in baseball. He's got 85 RBI. He's going to be out for a month." Where do you replace that? What do those 85% of the plays do now?
Yeah,
the backup Huntley is not awful. I mean, it seems as though that he can wreak some havoc out there also, but he's not Lamar Jackson. Don't fool yourself into thinking because you're a running quarterback and can escape. Has some of that escapability that he's going to be that guy. Ravens are in deep shit, deep shit,
and they're the perfect example of being this elite team. One more loss, and one of the team wins. They're going to go from 3 to 7. Then 7 to 10, and 10, and they're going to be out.
Yeah,
that's how close the AFC is. It's not a time. It's not a time to mess around in the AFC. The Colts are going to shock everybody. Watch. They're going to shock a lot of people. I think they're going to shock a lot of people.
They were the 9 seed. I don't even know what they were. They were probably dead last in the AFC. The Jets and. No, they probably weren't dead last, but they were that. They started out 0-3, 1-4, and now here they are. This is that cohesion.
Imagine the Bills had Taylor. Imagine they had him on his team. They might be undefeated right now.
Oh yeah,
they have 3 good running backs, but not one great one, and that's the problem.
It's that problem that we have in fantasy, right? You have three mediocre running backs. Who the hell do you start?
Yeah.
And it's been Breida, and it's a healthy scratch for either Singletary or Moss, and then the other guy's playing with Breida, and it's just not. There's no the cohesion's not there.
No, they need to get a stud running back and tweak that offensive line a little bit, and they'll be all right. But it's might be too late for them this year.
Yeah, look. I mean, look even a step further. The Patriots have a tremendous running game, as they showed when they threw the ball 3 times against them, which we didn't get a chance to talk about. The Titans, this guy's coming back. He's starting to hear the rumblings of the king. And by the way, their running game hasn't been awful with him out. It says something about the offense, about the line. Mm-hmm. The Chiefs can run the ball now with this guy, and the Chiefs have had to make adjustments. They're not that team that's putting up 45 points a game, so you got to make those adjustments, and you got to eat clock. The Ravens, like I said, in trouble. The Chargers can run the ball. The Colts can run the ball. The Bills, no. The Browns can run the ball. The Bengals can run the ball. The Broncos can run the ball, and those are all teams behind them. So it's pretty out of control. Pretty out of control.
The AFC is going to be fun to watch in the last 5 weeks, whatever it is.
I don't know about my Bills Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, hey, no one thought they were going to play the way they are now, though.
No way. At least I didn't pick the Browns. Just say that. Some of the other games, Bears Packers, they kind of toyed around with them. Going back to some of the earlier slate games, everything happened as it was supposed to happen. This is like Vegas's makeup week for all the shitty betting. But all the teams that were supposed to win, pulled it out. If Lamar doesn't get hurt, the Ravens probably beat the Browns. The Bengals and the 49ers, that was a tight game, gutsy. The 49ers are playing well. They're playing, and they don't have their running back yet. So
and look what happened. Like I said, you were talking about the Bengals can run the ball. They shut Mixon down. They lost.
Yep.
It's just the way it goes this year.
Yep. And Burrow with the pinky, and I mean, it was a valiant effort to come back, but it just didn't work out. And then you had the Monday night game. That the tone was set from the first play of the game. Man, that was immediately Donald got him, and that set the tone. And it you talk about a couple of guys on the Rams being out. They have a running back, Henderson. He's out for a second week in a row. Jalen Ramsey was out, and they were still able to do it. But it was bound to happen that the Rams finally got back in the win column, right?
And Ramsey was like, what, 5 minutes before the game? 10 minutes before the game? Like something. He's like, go, by the way, Ramsey can't play. What? Yeah. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah. For everybody with the Rams defense, you need to be without Ramsey.
Like, 5 minutes ago? No, that was 5 minutes ago. This is the NFL. 4 minutes ago, he was counted out. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that. But hey, that was a fun game to watch. Those are the kind of games I want to see in the playoffs. And yeah, man, I love watching that. That was just a great game. Yeah,
it was good. So that's kind of the way everything kind of worked out there.
I should have lost that, by the way. Thanks to that game, I should have lost my fantasy game.
Oh yeah. So let's update everybody here.
He was creeping on me. I said all he has to do is Jefferson has to catch one pass, and I lost.
You're done.
He didn't catch
after that long touchdown that he had. And
he didn't catch. I was like, oh my God, yes.
So let's look at what happened last week in our fantasy football league, the first annual Pop Culture Pros Fantasy Football League. The team that who did I didn't play? So the team that I'm going to be facing this week is the hottest team, 199 points last week. They got Allen, Devontae Adams, Mark Andrews. Jesus Christ, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Who's the backup if Allen don't play?
Where? Oh, I'm looking at this week. Let me see. Where am I at here? There we go. So his backup in the event that Allen does not play is Ryan Tannehill.
All right. So I hope Allen don't play for you.
Don't say that too loud. So, all right. So he's got Josh Allen, Nick Chubb, Javonte Williams, who has emerged now from Denver, Devontae Adams, Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, the Rams defense. And on my side, I have Russell Wilson, who's definitely picking it up now, so I'm comfortable there. Eckler's questionable. Darrell Henderson is questionable. T. Higgins is questionable. Deebo Samuel is not. I got Kelsey, Keenan Allen, Michael Carter, who really played well for me. With the Jets, he's on injured reserve, but he's supposed to come back this week. Then I got Adam Thielen questionable. I got DeAndre Swift questionable. So I picked up Rashad Penny from Seattle. I don't know if I'm going to win this game. And then moving over to your game, you got it's the Savages versus Third and Schlong, like we talked about in the last show. You are playing a Yankee fan in your area. I'm playing a Mets fan, so it's going to be a Mets fan versus Yankees fan Super Bowl. You guys are. This is as close as a matchup. Third and Schlong is projected right now to win 166 to 165.7.
That's ridiculous.
So thank you, Raul. I need the football gods to heal these guys. That's what I need. You know, you go 9-4, you get the first round bye, and everybody just gets hurt. You just watch them drop, boom, 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 boom. So in this matchup, it's Brady versus Dak Prescott. It's Joe Mixon versus Zeke.
And of course the Cowboys are playing the goddamn Giants, so it's like they're gonna put up a lot of points. So I'm gonna have to make that up somewhere.
Yeah. And then he's got another beast on his bench. All right, not on his bench. Next up, a runner. You got Devontae Freeman, who's been playing well, and will need to be utilized a little bit more if Lamar is out. He's got Jonathan Taylor coming back against the Patriots, so you don't know. And as much of a lock as these guys are, if they're playing Bill Belichick, you got to take second thoughts start creeping in your mind. Justin Jefferson, you got against DJ Moore, Chase Claypool. He's got Cooper Kupp, Kyle Pitts, Dallas Goedert, Chris Godwin on your end, Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Third and Schlong, Jamar Chase, Cordero Patterson. Bucks and Bills defense. We don't have to talk about the kickers. 166 to 165.7. That is the line right now. In my game, I'm projected to lose 164.4 to 160.5. But I also have these guys who I don't even know if there's any points coming from them because I don't know if they're freaking playing. Then you got to be careful because you get Thursday games, Saturday games, Sunday night games, Monday night games. So I actually have.
This is the first week of Saturday games. I forgot.
Yeah. Yep. What did Sergio say? Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback ever. Don't bet against him. I can't.
Oh, but you see what he wrote there too? He wrote Russell Wilson to the Jets. Okay, be my guest. He's all yours. Take him, please.
Which, by the way, congratulations on that Adams deal. Now, really from Seattle, like that's a victory for the Jets. All right, so next week when we come on, we'll know what the Super Bowl is looking like. Which Met fan versus which Yankee fan are we gonna get? That's pretty damn incredible.
We have to call it. I couldn't call Super Bowl. We're gonna call it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Let's call it something. Some kind of bowl.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out. All right. So that's the way the fantasy stuff is lining up, and I just need some healing. I need my boys to be healed. All All right, so let's get into I want to eliminate somebody, Tim. I know that it is slim pickings out there, but I think I found somebody. I found a team. They're 5-8. All right, that in just that doesn't really give you any confidence to eliminate them. However, let me bring up their upcoming schedules. It is the Carolina Panthers that I want to eliminate this week, and I want to do it because they are 5-8. However, they go to Buffalo this week. Then they are home against the Bucks. Then they go to play New Orleans, and then they go to play the Bucks.
Based on the 2 Bucks games, get them out.
Cam Newton is starting running back.
Yeah, get them out.
That's another thing. So, Carolina Panthers on the Unsportsmanlike Conduct show. You've been eliminated from playoff contention. You're out.
You're out. Don't come back.
Jeez, the Cam Newton stuff is so funny because he'll score the touchdown and he'll act like he just brought the team back from a 21-0 deficit all on one drive, and then he'll throw 3 yards to the guy who's 7 yards away, just divots in the field. All right, let's do it. Let's talk week 15 in the National Football League. And just a reminder, Granny's Peach Tea comes up next here at 8:30. Terzio said, I don't think Cam Newton had the helmet on right. All of his hair was sticking out. That just becomes another potential tackling instrument. That's
Terzio,
I can't say.
That's called dreads. They've been around for a while. And they're perfectly legal to yank on if they're sticking out of the helmet, which is a phenomenal rule.
I mean, if it's out there, it should be anything that you can grab onto to bring that man down.
That might be my favorite rule in the NFL right now, that you can yank on those dreads. I love it. I'd go for those dreads all the time.
Why not? Especially when you're running, when they're running, they're bouncing up and down. You just grab and go.
The funny thing is too, it's illegal to horse collar someone because it can hurt their neck or their head, but you can yank them by their hair. Guys are running 30 miles an hour, you just yank on their hair. I think it's hysterical.
Do we want to talk about that blatant missed helmet with Stafford?
Oh yeah.
How the hell? His whole neck snapped and nobody sees it? Like, how could not one referee see it?
There were a ton of bad calls this weekend. A ton of bad ones.
And you know why it's not being talked about as much as it has? Because there were a bunch of blowouts. So some of those really bad calls were in the blowouts, but that's a difference maker. The Rams could have cleaned that game up quick.
Not in the Bills game. That was a couple of real bad calls.
Yes.
And the Bills fans donated money to the blind, whatever the hell that was they did. That's pretty fucking funny.
I love that kind of stuff. Referees need a seeing eye dog. Yeah. The dogs will make the better calls. All right, now let's get to week 15 the NFL. Thursday night. Good game. Good game here, Timmy. Kansas City Chiefs heading to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs are only a 3.5-point favorite here, which would indicate a 5-point favorite if they were home. So we'll start with you on this one, Timmy.
Yeah, Chiefs, I know a couple weeks ago too. I wrote off the Chiefs. I said we shouldn't be afraid of them anymore, and we shouldn't be afraid of them anymore. They're not the team they were, but like you said, Steve. They went in and made adjustments. They're not scoring 40, 50 points a game anymore. They're not scoring at will anymore. And they did what you're supposed to do. You make adjustments to what you have. Giants, you hear that? You make adjustments to what you have. And
you play to win the game.
Exactly. So I am going to go Chiefs over the Chargers.
As does Mr. Camus. Does Ed I don't even think Joe realizes it. I'm making a bigger deal of this than I should. But it's the Mets and Yankees bracket. Mets Yankees bracket in fantasy football. Ed, if you got two Yankee fans battling it out on one side, two Mets fans on the other side. It's funny. Los Angeles Superchargers. Yeah. No, and is this like, does even Kansas City steal the home field advantage away there? It's like nobody from Los Angeles wants to root for the Chargers.
It's not even
all the fans.
It's not even their stadium.
It could be New England. It could be the furthest team away. They'd probably get more cheers if they went to England and had their home field there. All right, I'm going with the Chiefs also. It turns out says 28-17. The Chargers, like we've talked about, it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem like it matters who their quarterback is. They find ways to lose, and especially in big games like this. So this one's an easy one for me with the Chiefs. Next up, Saturday. This is the afternoon game. The Raiders, who are just it's a broken team. Broken in every way imaginable. They head to Cleveland to play the Browns. Baker Mayfield is under COVID watch, I think, along with Stefanski. So we don't know. We don't know who's playing, but by the way, Baker Mayfield ain't that good anyway. So he really shouldn't have an impact on what the line is here. All that being said, I really think that the Raiders are that broken team, and I think even without Baker Mayfield, the Browns can pull this out with their running game. Kareem Hunt's going to be out, but they got that other kid that filled in. Promptly put up like 125 yards rushing. So I pick with the Browns here of Cleveland. Timmy?
I, too, will go with the doo-doo.
Ooh, Raul says Raiders with the upset, Timmy.
I don't know, Raul. That's I don't know. He might be right. And I may be crazy.
It's a...
Look,
no,
COVID,
Joe and the Browns.
Between the way this year has been and COVID, literally, these are all just woo.
Yeah,
whatever.
Oh, we got an analyst that's going to join us in a moment here. I will say that Kyle picked the Raiders, so don't put that money on the Raiders just yet, Raul. Don't do it. So let's bring on Mr. NFL himself, Mr. A to Z. He is a fan of the Philadelphia professional NFL team, and he joins us here. What's up, man?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
It's going really well.
Yeah, I just thought, I was walking by and I saw you guys, and I said, no, I
walking by like it's like this is like the Today Show window. You're watching us through the window, walking by. Oh, stop by, watch a little bit.
I was, like that kid that he thinks he's gonna get the train at Christmas, and he's like looking in the window, going, "Oh,
you ain't
I would love that." I'd love that, but no, I want to stop by and say hello and give my what is considered in pop culture pros my expertise. And well, guys, follow along. I'll when prompted, I'll give you my my insight.
There we go. Well, why don't you tell everybody? Are you doing a show this week? A to Z program.
Funny you should ask, boss. Actually, tomorrow, Ed McMahon.
I come up with the best questions.
You do. You really do. I'm blown away over here. Like I'm here and I'm blown away. Mr. Ed McMahon Tamala and myself are going to bring you some holiday cheer tomorrow. We are going to do
holiday cheer.
Oh, holiday cheer! It is the second annual A to Z Christmas Music Marathon, and we're going to be reacting to all your favorite Christmas music. It's from the past, from the present, not so much from the future. But we're gonna do snippets and react, and Tim and I are gonna go back and forth on what we feel, what we think, and we want to know what your favorite Christmas song. It doesn't matter. Rudolph, Mariah Carey.
There's so many to choose from.
McCartney. It's just, and it's gonna be so much fun because we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna play snippets, and we're gonna have a good time, and it's gonna be it's gonna knock your socks off. So. That's tomorrow night.
Socks knocked off.
Off.
Terzio says, I'll have a cheese steak with extra cheese. Cheesesteak is overrated in Philadelphia.
It is.
I kid.
No, really. You want to know where to get the best cheesesteak? Boston.
This is okay. I thought you were going with the two ones that are like right across the street from each other. No, you just went.
No, not Chicky.
You went several hours away.
Yeah,
you went a 6-hour drive up 95.
Nowadays, you can get a real good anywhere.
Anyway, honestly, Tim, you're right. It doesn't, because it's been perfect. I mean, if you want the nostalgia, like if you're an Eagle guy like me, and you want to go to Philadelphia and be with the rest of the douchebags, and I say that lovingly because I'm right along with everybody from Philly. Everybody is an asshole, but mega douche, and there's no getting around it. I can't backstroke my way out of that one, but no one can. But no, I mean, honestly, Tim's right. You can get a great. I mean, if New York, you get a great cheesesteak. So it's like it's really they should really just make that universal. I mean, Philly's known for so much more. You know, like a mass mugging, subway murder. Come on, there's so much. Yeah, the smell of piss everywhere. Come on, that's great. But anyway, guys, go right back to your. Go back to your.
Ed says Tony Luke's.
Never been.
Is a spot for.
Never been.
Well, I'll get a head out there. Terza said, "Explain to me how an eagle can munch on a cheesesteak." And then there was an ex-wife joke. My ex-wife with her nose so bright. We live for some of these ex-wife jokes here.
And an eagle can eat a puppy, so I'm pretty sure it can handle a cheesesteak.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen eagles fly away with Volkswagens up here. So yeah.
All right, let's get to what time is that that game? The Brown. Oh, that's a 4:30 game. Okay, so Saturday, the 4:30 game. And then we got a blast from the past on a Saturday night. I feel like we saw this year after year after year, back when it was Brady and Peyton. So the Patriots head to Indianapolis to play the Colts on Saturday night in a which should be a damn good game. It is in Indy, so Indy is favored by 2.5 here, which means it's more of a 4-point swing. But we don't do that here. We talk just straight up victories here. Timmy, I'm starting with you on this one.
This one is it took me a lot of meditating, a lot of deep insight, a lot of research, a lot of soul searching.
Ooh.
And I still don't know who the hell to pick.
Meanwhile, the goddamn Patriots are the freaking 1 seed again. It is the most ridiculous thing in the world. What were they I don't remember what their record was last year. But hey, let's spend $160 million and shore everything up. We get this mediocre quarterback. We'll turn him into a star. We got a couple of running backs. They're great. There might even be a game we ain't even gonna pass the ball. We're gonna pass the ball 3 times, and we're still gonna win.
Which, by the way, I was telling him here. I was like, that's like that. That's a Belichick, like a big fuck you to somebody. That's like, you know what? We're not gonna pass the ball.
Yeah,
we're gonna run the ball 70 times just to piss you off, and it worked. It worked.
It worked. And then the opposite with the Bills this week, they didn't hand the ball off in the whole first half.
Mm-hmm.
So complete opposite there.
Well, I'm going with the Patriots and the upset in Indy. But again, this is one of those games where it can be a 1 or 2 play swing. But I'm going to stick with the Patriots. I think they're just hot right now.
They are. They are sizzling. Raul says the Colts will win and stop the Patriots' win streak. By the way, Eric, you haven't sent in your picks yet.
I will work on that now.
Take care of that. Raul says the Colts will win and stop the Pats' winning streak. This is going to be an incredible game. I am going to go. I'm going with the Colts. Doing it. I paused there for some dramatic effect, but it's already been written there. Colts are in there.
I don't disagree.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Colts, and the reason why I'm gonna go with the Colts is because of if you look at offensively, passing, rushing, the strongest for any of the four, passing and rushing on either team, is Jonathan Taylor. Now, Bill Belichick can just say, all right, screw you, I'm shutting your ass down, somebody else can beat me. But in this Colts, as the Colts have evolved this year, they found different ways to win football games. They also found different ways to lose football games. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they're not capable of switching game plans and going to the air. But my thought is they get off to an early lead, and then they Jonathan Taylor the hell out of the Patriots and do what Buffalo couldn't do a couple weeks ago. I think the Colts pull it out. Probably gonna be wrong.
Right. I respect it.
Yeah. Next up, Dallas Cowboys heading to Giants Stadium.
Cowboys. Let's just move on.
Dallas is a 10.5-point favorite. We're both going with the Cowboys. So is everybody else, I believe. Unless Eric wants to change it up when he sends in his picks. But
no, it's already set in stone.
That's rough. That's a rough game, guys. That's a rough game to watch.
The girls.
All right.
Sergio, you should be embarrassed of every one of your teams. Silence. Or be silenced.
It is. It's weighing heavily on me with all my crappy sports teams. Next up, speaking of crappy sports teams, the Houston Texans head to Jacksonville to play the Jags. More crazy shit going on in the world of Jacksonville with Urban Meyer, and now he wants to fire whoever's leaking the information. And
2011 turns you. 2011. It's not 2009.
What did he say?
I haven't won anything since 2009. No, it's funny how you always go back to baseball. 1986. I'm sorry, Steve. I had to do it.
I know. I take no offense to anything that you say about the Mets, because I know there's a targeted place for your anti-Metsism.
When's the last time Boston won?
It's been a while.
Couple years.
A couple years. Now and then we were like, oh, it's crumbling. The Red Sox is starting to stink it up. They stopped stinking it out. The Patriots, they stunk it up. They were going to be bad, and now they're good again. I was listening to Pat McAfee, and there's a guy in his show. I think he's 26 years old. He's never had a time where he's had a really bad football team to root for. He's a Patriots fan, wow. And he was 6 when they won the first Super Bowl.
No way.
He knows nothing about having to root for a crappy team for years on end. No. But getting back to here, Houston heading to Jacksonville. As bad as both of these teams has been, I really just think Houston's like, screw this, we're out. We're not. There's no effort here. I think this should be a pick'em game. I don't see why Jacksonville is why any team is favored here, but I will go with Jacksonville simply because they're home. That is it.
Me too, and the fact that they're my kids' initials, Jax.
There you go.
I'll go with them.
There you go. That's as good a reason as any to pick on this in this game. Eric, who did you go with in this one?
I threw a swerve. I'm actually going with the Texans. I think we're going to see a major upset.
Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised though. It's not.
I have that Eric won 1 week intuition going on. So it's
Sergio said the Jags are going to win 3-0. Also a possibility.
Oh.
All right, let's continue on here. A better matchup here. The Tennessee Titans head to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Tennessee on the road is a 1.5-point favorite here. Again, kind of evenly matched. I don't know which Big Ben you're going to get, because Big Ben is, and again, we talked about this, Timmy. Big Ben in the pocket. All right, we'll take our chance with him. Big Ben has to move 2 feet to his right or left. He's gonna die. But yeah, at 6-1, they're very much still alive in the playoff hunt, as we've said. most teams not named the Giants, Jets, Jags, Texans are still in the playoff hunt. But what do you think? Which Big Ben do we got here? This also could be a heavy run game on both sides. I don't know if weather's going to play a factor, but who you got in this one, Timmy?
I am going with the team that I am no longer cursed with. I'm going with the Titans of Tennessee.
Yes, you are. It's well documented. The curse.
Curse is
and,
over.
and the lifting of the curse.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna go with the home team here. I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And yeah, I don't know. I call it a gut call here. Maybe just because they're home. And again, at this point, with no King Henry for the Titans, it's not an overwhelming thing. Like if King Henry was there, I'm going with Titans. Every day of the week, but he's not. But they're still playing well. The Titans can clinch the division with a victory. So they've got that incentive to, ease their minds a little bit, get that division taken care of, and wait for the king to return. But I'm going to go with Pittsburgh here. Mrs. Ant?
No, I'm going with Tennessee.
Right.
My motivation was that my boss is a Steelers fan, so I'm just rooting against him. And we're hoping for the
it's
best.
close.
We're hoping.
A lot of these are like that. There's not a lot of bigger spread. There are several big spreads coming up. But next up, Jets, Dolphins. The Dolphins were once 2-7, folks. They are now 6-7, and they are making some noise. They're a couple of games behind Buffalo for that spot, and what a wacky freaking year. So Jets had Miami to play the Dolphins. Dolphins are an 8.5-point favorite here. I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. I'm not stretching, going out on a limb here. I'm sorry, Terzio. No, Terzio. The Dolphins are gonna cover this game. Definitely. Timmy.
Dolphins of Miami. I'll never pick the Jets.
Oh, look at this! Just stars galore coming out tonight. We got stars galore. Let's welcome in Ed. What's up?
Don't give me no back talk, sucker.
What's up, man? What's going on?
What's going on, my friend? How's it hanging?
Good, man. I saw you guys while I was had my phone out walking my dogs, and I was like, "Oh, Eric's here," and I haven't seen Eric in like forever. We haven't done a show together in a while.
Yeah, how you been, Ed?
Good. I see Tim all the time, so I mean, it's just I'm gonna see Tim Saturday morning. We're gonna see Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Nice.
So.
9 a.m. baby.
Nice.
9 a.m.
Beautiful.
9 a.m. in Manhattan.
Wow. So I not to repeat it, but Tim, I know that you put on Jader's post that you're all for all the spoilers. Have you guys talked? Okay.
No. It was a joke just to throw that at Kyle and Ed. Because don't get me wrong, there are a couple things that I would not mind knowing, but I'm going to be good. I'm not going to ask Jader or anything. And I would never say anything to Ed or Kyle. Well, I might say something to Kyle. But I would never spoil.
Well, you remember what Kyle did with the trailer, right? In our group chat, I forgot who was like, "Don't say anything about Jader. So don't say anything about it." Or it might have been Kyle. And then he comes back and said, "I can't believe this and that." Oh, doggone.
Well, Jader and I,
Maybe
after he saw the movie, we were chatting on Facebook Messenger for a while about stuff, and he was excited. And then afterwards, he was just like mind blown and everything. So he'll be on Granny's next Wednesday though, because he's trying to chat about it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I've told you guys, I joked around that when Spider-Man comes and it's the press screening, it's mine. Don't even ask, which was the case, but they weren't doing any guests. So I didn't want to go see it without my son. So I made that sacrifice. I gave it to Jader.
That is very sweet of you.
Sacrifice.
You're a good dad.
I can't say I could have done the same, but
if it was a little bit closer, if it wasn't a South Beach drive, then I might have considered it, but not totally. The first Holland one, I didn't tell my son that I saw it early, and then I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't break it to him. You went and saw it early. You didn't take me. Nice, thanks, Dad.
Tell him it's work related.
My kid has been obsessing about this movie for about a year now. And now every day he pops his head into the living room like Leslie Nielsen in an airplane. Like, we're all counting on you. It's like one more day, right? One more day, yes.
Let's do this.
Every day he pops his head in. Every day we're all counting on you. Oh yes, we're going. Yes.
All right, Ed, did you hear my comment that I've said 9 million times already today about our fantasy league? How it's aligning?
Yeah, and I had a weird
nuts?
feeling it was going to come down to me and Tim in the playoffs. I had a weird feeling about it, but should be good. It should be good. They're projecting us, I think it's like a point or two off.
But it's 0.4.
Like 0.4.
Yeah, it's like 0.3, 0.4. Me, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I got producer Joe. So you have your Yankee fan bracket. We have our Mets fan bracket, and the two will meet in the middle. But producer Joe's been putting up points after points. I got I call Christmas lights. I got questionable, out, injured reserve, questionable. And now COVID's going all over the place, and God knows, what COVID is going to, wreak havoc on with these fantasy games. All right, let's continue on here. Washington football team at the Eagles. As somebody stated earlier, Washington has 9 guys on the COVID list, 9 and potentially counting. And we talked about this earlier, right? There's 2 teams. If the season ended right now, there are 2 teams in the playoffs from the NFC East, and you got another team in the Eagles that's a game out. And who would have thought that the New York Football Giants were going to be that lone team out there on the island by themselves? But let's go round robin here, knowing that you got 9 guys out. I don't know if this line is going to move at all, but right now the Eagles are favored by 4.5 points. Timmy, let's start off with you.
I like the Feagles of Philadelphia.
All right. Let's see here. Here we go. This is your time to shine, Easy.
I don't COVID, a tsunami, a tornado. I'll take whatever makes the line better and whatever helps us out. I want to win. So, I can't turn my back on the Eagles, man. I never have, and I never will.
This is Dr. Oz. He's running for the Senate? I just saw that before.
The Senate or the House? Yeah, one of the two.
Or the House in Pennsylvania. Yep. Wow. So they will be official doctor of the Eagles. There you go.
He's a PA. He's a PA woodchuck. I didn't know that.
I don't know what the hell.
Wow,
that's a thing with him. That's a thing. That's happened. 2020. It's a 2021 thing, Ed.
I know Dr. Oz. I've talked to him many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. It is there.
Does his skin glow? Does his skin glow like it does on camera? Like when you see him, does he like?
That's HD makeup.
That's HD makeup. Okay.
HD makeup.
I thought maybe he was radioactive. I don't know.
You don't use that A to Z on your show? You don't get a little powder done?
I just don't want to divulge all my secrets. But I touch up a little bit, some of the eyes.
All right, let's move it along here. Ed, who you got in this one?
Unfortunately, the Eagles and the cover. And I'm just saying, they got 9 guys out. Washington has 9 guys out. I mean, and who knows? There'll probably be more by kickoff. So, I mean, how could you not go with the Eagles?
If this was the Bucks with 9 guys on COVID, does this get pushed to Monday or Tuesday game?
I don't know. Didn't they say very firmly it wasn't happening this year?
I know, but I don't know. It's got that back of my.
And that's it.
Yeah, if something goes down and it's the NFC Championship game and it's Brady and Rodgers and Rodgers can't get COVID. Can never say never, but Brady goes out with COVID and you're gonna have Aaron Rodgers versus who? Who's their backup? Not needed.
Does Leftwich suit up and just go out there?
Right? So I think it's gonna. They're not gonna lose. I don't know. And now the Players Association is pushing once again for daily testing, which sounds like should be happening, especially this time of the year. We're getting close to playoff time. Serious money's going to be on the line. All right, let's continue on here. The Arizona Cardinals, who can clinch with a win or a tie against the Lions. Arizona's a 13.5-point favorite here. And, we got to the bottom by going through the schedule and everything. We kind of got to the bottom a little bit earlier as to why they might just rest Hopkins for the rest of the regular season. So this is a pretty easy one. All hands up for the Cardinals. Ed, do they cover?
Yes. And by the way,
2 hands for cover.
2 hands for cover. And I saw that Hopkins, it was on ESPN. Hopkins is officially out for the regular season.
Yeah.
So right, and did they say for sure out for the rest of the regular season?
Out. Yeah, it came across the bottom line. Before.
Yeah, and coming back for the playoffs.
Yeah,
potentially. If he's all good.
Now, unless they lose the next 3 games, he's playing that last game. I don't care what anybody says.
I think they're gonna. I think they could win this game by accident.
True.
Yeah,
they'll clinch one way or the other.
It'll be done. Here we go. And a team that we just eliminated, even though they're 5-8 and like a game out of the playoffs, we just eliminated the Carolina Panthers because they play the Bucs twice in the next 4 weeks. They got Buffalo this week, although we don't know who the quarterback's going to be yet for Buffalo. We'll see how that goes. But as of right now, Buffalo is a 10.5-point favorite against the Panthers. Timmy?
I am going with the Bills, no matter what. Only because people make fun of Trubinsky, but he is NFL experienced, and that defense can shut the Panthers down. So I will go with the Bills, no matter who's that quarterback.
AZ?
I'd pick Carolina.
Do it. Carolina with the
straight up. Wow.
Carolina with the upset of the. Let's put the money on it. Terzio, get some money on the Panthers.
Do it.
Bills.
Ed.
The
Bills.
Not so sure to cover though. That's a tough one.
I think they'll cover. Think about it. You got Cam Newton at quarterback. He's throwing the ball darts into the ground.
He looks terrible.
Throw a pick. He looks awful. Running back is out. McCaffrey's done. That team's a mess.
No, I agree.
This is a get right. I feel like this is a the Bills defense. I think they're two interceptions, a fumble recovery, that kind of game for Buffalo. That's what I'm thinking goes on here.
That's possible. I can see them.
All right. Next up in Denver, the Broncos been playing well against the Lions. They welcome in the Cincinnati Bengals, who made a valiant effort to come back last week, to fall short. Like Timmy, like you said, Mixon got shut down last week. This is the Broncos by 1 this week. So, Timmy, who you got in this one?
I'm going with the Bengals for a nice rebound game. I think they're going to win. I know the Broncos always put up that tough defense, but I really like Cincinnati. I like Mixon and Burrows both bouncing back.
AZ.
Cincinnati. I gotta go in for I'm with Tim. The exact same reason.
So I didn't hear anything you said. When I said what I said, the young lady from Apple picked me up. So I don't want to say the name because it's going to come up. So repeat that, please, for my sake.
Cincinnati.
All right.
Like them.
I'm
Ed.
going with the Broncos. I mean, I just don't trust the Bengals, man. I don't know. They're both of these teams are weird teams. I can see going either way, though. But I don't know. Denver at home, I think they pull it off. And by 1, it might as well just be a pick 'em. So,
yeah. There are a few of these games that are so close that it could be a pick 'em. The Jacksonville-Houston game, I don't know how they even decide that's a pick 'em. Get out of here.
That's a brutal game.
Awful game to watch. Jeez. I am going to go with the Bengals here. I don't trust them, but I feel that they can pull one out this week. I know it's in Denver. I know it's the home team, but judging by how Vegas has been doing things this year with the 1.5 for the home team, this is the Bengals that are the better team by half point. All right, next up, the Falcons, who are still in the damn playoff hunt. I want them out. I can't eliminate them. I can't do nothing. I can't do it. They had to San Francisco, who's playing well even without their starting running back. 49ers are an 8.5-point favorite here. Let's switch this up. Go a little reverse here. I got the 49ers in an easy matchup. I want the Falcons out of contention. Get out, Ed.
Niners.
That's for the cover.
Well. Yeah, remember that's for the cover. So
yes.
Yeah, I can see the Niners covering this one. I mean, they're going to be able to run the football. Whoever's at running back anyway. So
I mean, Debo. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe that might be the one thing Belichick got wrong. Debo. He couldn't figure it out. I can't call you that other name anymore because that's going to pick up. Mr. Zant.
Oh, I see what's going on. You're getting prompted when you say.
Yeah, I'm getting prompted by. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, it's where? San Francisco. I'm still in Cincinnati. San Francisco.
You got to take that flight. All right, San Francisco. Timmy.
I too will go with the Niners. I think they're playing really well. Their defense is finally really starting to look like a real team.
Which is, I thought they were going to be the weak link in that division, not Seattle. Speaking of Seattle heads to Los Angeles to play the Rams, the real Los Angeles football team. The Rams are favored by 6.5 points here. We even without some of their guys, they pulled out that win against the Cardinals. Probably lost a bunch of people a lot of money on Monday night, but they had Higbee out, they had Ramsey out, and that was, Timmy, like you said, like 8 minutes before the game that was announced. We'll start off with you on this one, Tim.
Ram, ding dong.
The ding dongs.
I like the Rams this week, baby. All the way.
Mrs. Zant.
Rams, Los Angeles, definitely.
Ed.
Rams, the cover.
Clean.
Yeah, Rams in the cover.
Clean sweep here.
Yeah, the Seahawks look like crap. So.
Fuck Russell Wilson.
Wow.
All right.
What's
Terzio saying?
He's talking about.
Tell us PG, Terzio. You always tell us PG. There you go. Oops, PG. There it is. All right. Packers head to
tomorrow,
Baltimore.
Terzio. That's tomorrow. You can be all as raw as you want.
Packers at the Ravens. We don't know what's happening with the Ravens. We don't know who's going to quarterback that team. We're not sure where the 85% of what Lamar Jackson does for that team, where that's going to go. But I don't see a way of, especially if Lamar is out, this then becomes a Packers being favored in this game on the road. But I'm going to go with Green Bay, with or without Lamar Jackson. Ed?
Packers Packers into cover. Didn't they say? I thought they said Jackson was out. Like
for sure.
I thought. I mean, I could
I hadn't heard. So
yeah,
and the Ravens are still favored.
No. So the Packers by
my bad. My God.
Am I reading your banner a little?
No. I got the banners from a different site this week, and anyway, it just reads differently. Green Bay is a 4.5-point favorite. My bad, everybody. My bad. All right, Ed's got that in the cover. Mrs. Ant.
Definitely Green Bay.
Yeah. Stop with the haircut, Terzio. Let the man live. Oh, we got double hands. We got a victory and a cover. Like it. Ed, I want to run something by you that Kyle ran by me. It's an underdog parlay, and I'm so tempted, but I don't want to ruin my weekend.
Okay.
He's taking this is all money line. This is no points involved here. Texans over the Jags.
Touch that game. Why?
I know, but there's potential here.
Okay.
Bengals over Broncos, and what was the other? team. Hold on one sec. And Titans over Steelers. So that parlay, and it's like 2 points separate all the teams. That parlay is paying out at 10-1 right now.
See why.
And if you add the Patriots to that, you're it's 26-1. And I am really tempted. really tempted.
Interesting.
I have picks against what would happen there, but that it's super tempting. Super tempting.
I picked against 3 of those.
Yeah. But you could see if the other team wins, you wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no, not at all. They're all coin flip games, so that sounds pretty sweet.
I think you called me.
All right.
Put a couple
New Orleans
bucks on it. Couple bucks.
Yeah. I mean, you throw $5 on it, and you get a nice little winning there.
Yeah.
$1.25. All right. Next up, Nolans heads to Tampa, and what I think it's going to be a bore fest of a game on Sunday night. So Bucks are favored by 10.5 here. Timmy, let's start with you. We already got the double the spread and the victory. Mrs. Ant, what you got?
Is it just like nonstop?
Yeah, I'm not going against Tampa Bay on this one. No way.
You should never do that.
Never.
You should never do that. All right. I think we're all in agreement there. Now we head to the Monday night game. Monday night game. Minnesota Vikings. Who the hell knows what the hell is going on with the Minnesota Vikings from week to week? Are they, they're squeaking one out? Are they going to lose to the Lions? Son of a. So they had to Chicago to play the Bears. Minnesota's a 4-point favorite. I got that one right, guys. Minnesota, a 4-point favorite here. We'll start with myself. I'm going with the Vikings, and I'll add this one here. They do cover here. Ed. Double fives.
Yeah, why is this line so low though? It just seems like something's off. The Bears are terrible.
Because you can't trust the Vikings.
Yeah.
It's a trust factor, I think.
Something's wrong with that picture.
Because if you just look at the skill position guys for both teams, this is like a 10-point spread here. But because the Vikings have done the Vikings
videos of
things, this do what they do. If you know, you know, right?
As some of us learned earlier.
All right. So you got the cover and the Vikings victory. Mrs. Ant, what you got?
I took the Bears on this one. I think they're going to come out of hibernation and unbraid their hair.
That's an that's an ant. Who has braids? The Bears?
The logo, right? The Viking logo. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
the Vikings. They do have hair. Yeah.
I don't.
Timmy. Yeah, that's a thing here.
Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota. All right. Raul says the Vikings will win by 3. So Raul says no cover.
That's brutal.
What was this? Oh, this is Tampa. No? 38-10? That's what that was? Ed, I fell short in my first year in your league. I fell short. I got red hot. I turned on. But then in the final week, you can't have Jonathan Taylor on a bye. Damn it.
That was brutal. I really I thought you had that. I mean, my season sucked anyway because, my big guns totally let me down with Barkley and Hopkins. You at the draft. I banked so much on them. They both screwed me over, and Dak Prescott's.
It was me and you for Barkley. We were battling for there.
Coming. I knew.
We said it was set up.
Yeah, $65.
And then I think I don't know how much. I think I paid 66 for Taylor. I think I got the better value though.
I'll double. Double check. I would have given you Barkley if I never knew that was happening. Damn.
Yeah, but it's just when the bye weeks extend this far, get the bye guys. We have a connection between real life NFL and fantasy football. There's a connection there. You're killing me, Jonathan Taylor, on a bye week when I'm trying to get in the goddamn playoffs.
I'm glad I got him in your league though.
Yeah, I honestly think if there was a ranking system here with the final, I'm ranked last in our final 4. You've been sizzling. Tim beat me twice this year. Whooped the hell out of me that first one when his team finally woke up. Remember
I
that?
put up like 165 and lost it to, what was it? 165, 185 and lost it somehow. And I was
Awful.
like, wait, what?
Terrible.
Holy shit.
200 points that week.
Rodriguez put up, I think, 177 and lost.
Auto-drafter.
Producer Joe put one night. Yeah, auto drafter's out of the playoffs.
The computer put up 165, not Rodriguez.
All right, let's close this bad boy out here. As I do believe there is potentially a show coming up after us. Deals with some comic book goodness.
Nice.
So as we go around, we'll give final thoughts here.
I have that too.
Oh.
Nice.
Wow, look at that.
I was going to possibly break it out for tomorrow.
That's Jackson's for tomorrow.
You got it.
That's one of my favorite Spider-Man shirts I have.
Brooklyn Queens, baby.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Those are the two boroughs that I lived in my life. Can't have it any other way. Don't go near the Bronx, Staten Island's all the way,
I visit there in the summer.
Yeah. Pelham Bay up. That's where to go if you're going to the Bronx. Not for you guys. Sorry. All right, let's go round robin here. Let's close this bad boy out. Tim, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts are go see Spider-Man. Enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Since my team's out of it, I have to go team number 2. I hope the Bills can pull this shit out because I'm just tired of losing in this house, man. Tired of it. Need a winner.
I don't even have
here.
a backup team.
We need a winner around here. So I'm ready to go. Let's go, baby.
All right, Mr. Zant, what you got? You got a show coming up tomorrow. Again, some Christmas music, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
jam.
We're gonna have we got no set number, no set list. We're just gonna go. Well, I mean, we have a list, but we have no specific amount of songs. We're just gonna keep going until everybody's. I mean, we might go till Christmas. Really.
Make sure you remember. Make sure you take bathroom breaks.
Well, we will.
Don't hurt that bladder.
What I'm gonna do is when Tim's gonna blink 3 times, and I'm gonna start reading "Twas the Night Before Christmas" so he can go do his thing. And
well, or you could do like Joe Buck did, and he called a game-winning touchdown for the Packers in the playoffs while urinating into a trash can. It was one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do it. All right, Ed, what you got for us?
Yeah, that mystery show that's coming on after this. If you're into comic book stuff, check out Granny's Peach Tea. We got a crazy episode of Hawkeye, episode 5 to talk about. I have a feeling Tim's going to be dropping in for that one. We're going to be talking about Marvel's Hulu show, Hit Monkey, which is a completely insanely violent animated show about a monkey killing people. It's total lunacy. Flash Armageddon, and we're going to finish off our Spider-Man rewatch with Spider-Man Far From Home to get you ready for watching No Way Home.
It's almost as if you planned it that way, Ed. It's almost as if you planned it that way.
It's so weird. Something hit me in October, and I was like, we should watch some Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Bang, here we are.
What a coinky dink.
It's so weird, but thankfully it worked out. And I hear that in January, we're going to be doing the same thing with Batman. So if you're into comic books,
just randomly out of the blue, right? There's no rhyme or reason behind that.
January, Batman goes together.
Yeah. I think you might be right about that.
I'm in on that one. All right. I'm in on the Batman.
Oh, Eric's coming on Double O Deep Dive on Mondays. Jason leads the show.
Which one?
We're going through Bond. Eric is a huge Roger Moore fan. He's going to be joining us for the Roger Moore. He might even sub in for me certain nights because I hate Roger Moore. So he might.
I heard you say that in the first episode.
I know the Roger Moore episode. I know the Roger Moore films, literally word for word, pause for pause. Every single from Live and Let Die to what did I say? A View to a Kill.
Yeah,
there's one after that, I think. But
if I don't see a TikTok video with you mouthing the words, it never happened.
Oh, you're gonna see it. It's on.
That's a homework assignment. All right. Look, that'll do it for us on just another tremendous edition of Unsportsmanlike Conduct here. Head over to popculturepros.com. We gave away a ton of pre-screening passes this week to stuff like The Kingsman, Matrix, Journal for Jordan. I feel like I've been giving out passes for that for 2 months now, and that's usually a good sign. So Matrix was done also, and then there's usually a little bit of a lull last couple of weeks of the year, and then we started back up again come the first couple of weeks of January with January comes horror movies. So those are that's you're gonna get some of those horror flicks in January. Usually not the best of them, but that'll do it for us here today. Head over, like I said, popculturepros.com. Check us out there. You can find all of our shows there. All links for YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. TikTok, which Mr. Zant is going to provide some TikTok goodness with Mr. Roger Moore. So you guys have a 9-minute break in between comic book goodness. So go use the restroom, grab a snack, sit down, get your popcorn ready. You like to put candy in your popcorn. I do. Little peanut M&Ms in your popcorn. Shake that bad boy up and just enjoy some comic book goodness coming up. Any guests coming up tonight, Ed? Forgot to ask you that before.
Does Tim count as a guest? I mean, Tim's kind of like a part of the show, though. So
Tim's like it's that the credits at the end of a show, and it's with Tim Tabala. It doesn't show as a starring, but with Tim Tabala.
So we might.
But it was usually like some of the bigger names were with.
Yeah,
I'm like the guy that's on Love Boat every week. That guy just pops up on Love Boat and then like all the ABC shows in one night. I'm Jim J. Bullock of the Pop Culture Pros. If you know who that is,
Rick might be coming on. Rick might be joining us tonight because his two favorite Marvel characters are Hawkeye and Daredevil. And if you saw today's Hawkeye, you could probably know why he's so excited. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Gonna be goodness coming up in 8 minutes. So until next week, enjoy your football action. We'll keep you up to date on in the Pop Culture Pros Facebook group on all the Let's see if the NFL reverts back to some crazy, shitty nonsense this week. Last week it went pretty according to plan, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll talk to you next week. Peace out, everybody.